And so, because with some of the exercises I'm doing, functional based exercises, they are a bit tricky with some of the bands I have, and they said, well, my coach, my human biomechanic level 3 coach, says get the functional patterns bands because they are the better bands. And I'm going to test them out and see against the bands that I have. And so they come in the pack, like so. It's supposed to be nice and robust, and I'm going to compare them to the Canway bands I have, which are pretty thick and they didn't really last that long. Probably like 2-3 years, but this is the functional patterns branded ones. So little bag, functional patterns, and kind of going to see how those ones are like. If he thinks it's good, we'll see. But this is probably going to take for the clinic. Got a small one, got a medium-sized, bigger, and then even larger size that we can do, because right now I'm just using my other bands like such, which has a carabiner, which is good, and then a door anchor, which is good. So I have the carabiner and door anchor ones, and they can get pretty tough for some of the ones that I am doing, especially for the leverage king, for the hip strengthening. This one here, which I have a single band on. So I'm going to compare and see what it's like with the Bodylastics, and then see how it's like with the Canway bands, and compare with this exercise on what's the best resistance and workout feeling. So I'm interested to see how those go. Again, this might be the clinic. Probably try it out with this one here. This is the next one, so maybe that. So we'll see. So it says on there, large, medium. This is probably extra small. They even say it on there. Oh, small, extra small. And then the small, right there. So, extra small, small. And these are the Canway ones. You can see how thick they are. They did come in a pack as well, extra small to large, and the extra small, the small, and the medium had broken. They broke after when was it, 2020? Actually 2018, 2019 to 2022, 23, so only just a few years, and then they snapped. So not the best. I mean, these ones are the medium and large ones, of course, so I doubt they'll snap. So see what they're like, especially with some of this stuff here. So carabiner, again, that's the Bodylastics, very robust, very good. And they also have a safety mechanism, which is a string. You can probably see a little bit of that. There's a string in there. If it does get cut for whatever reason, or like somebody just snaps it, like with the scissors or something stupid, and it does break, it doesn't lash out on you and hit you in the face. Safety. That's patented. And then I got my track handle. So let's use some of that and try some of this with the leverage king for the lower limb. But I mean, these do feel more like, even the big one, almost like the therapy, like those TheraBands, but more durable. While these ones are almost like very thick, very plasticky, not much of like a resistance like mechanism. I don't know, it just feels very hard and weird, especially when you're doing some exercises with. These feel more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like pliable. And that's what you need to do when you're doing resistance bands. Like even for these, I mean, it's a band and you can bend and things, and this is just, I don't know, the material, it's off. They said the material's a lot better. This does feel good, even just by pushing, holding it. So that's right off the bat, I can already tell, but we're gonna test and see on these exercises later on. So this is a video here, just kind of looking over the different types of bands that I have and just comparing them. I had just gotten the functional patterns bands, and actually the extra small and small I had taken to the clinic. So as a background, I'm a physiotherapist by background, and I started to get into more over the past few years, looking into more functional patterns and biomechanical treatment-based stuff and fitness. So I love FP functional patterns equipments, all of them really nice. I have pretty much most of them except for maybe the RG bell, but I got the RG bar, I got the leverage king, I got the function neck. I don't have the regen trainer. That's probably going to be next on my list, but I'm in a small apartment, so that's not going to fit. So this is why I have these kind of stuff here. So these are the different types of bands, and a door anchor, so that's Bodylastics. So we see the tubing is the Bodylastics one, and they have a patented string inside, so if it does get cut, it has that safety mechanism where it's not flying back at you. Then we got the Canway, the green one, that's the large, and then the large functional patterns band, and then just kind of seeing how they compare. So I believe the Canway and the Bodylastics are latex, more rubbery, versus the functional patterns, which is latex free. And their material is much more better in the sense that it's like a better version of a TheraBand, more robust. And if you check out their website, they kind of describe that. And again, it is also latex free, which is a positive, because sometimes you might have people or clients or some patients that may be allergic to latex, so keeping that in mind. Bodylastics does have a carabiner, which is a nice little touch. The other ones do not, but again, you can get carabiners on Amazon, and this is the one over here where it has a screw mechanism, which the RG bar comes with, but again, you can get them on Amazon. So we're just going to take a look. We'll start with the functional patterns one and then go from there. Taking a look, going through some just basic rows. Feels really nice. It's not too tight or anything. Coming back, again, you can always change distance. Doesn't feel like it's gonna snap back. The Canway ones, the extra small and small variants, did snap on me after just a few years, like 2-3 years, and that I had started with the Move You program. So I used those for that program, doing kind of clamshell exercises, like those kind of stuff. But they had snapped, so they didn't really last. So I'm interested to see longevity, this compared to the Bodylastics, so I had just gotten just last year. So it was really nice. So that's from the front view. Let's also do another view. Let's take a look. Hopefully you can take a look. Let's do this side just because it's your side there. Move here and here. Really nice. Now, let's compare it to some of the other bands there. So we'll try maybe the Canway, and then we'll do the Bodylastics. And just kind of to take a look at when we are changing it out. Just through here, hopefully we can get it on camera here. There we go. So these are nice. Again, you don't have to worry about the clipping and catching. That's one of my gripes with the normal carabiners. These ones are really nice. You just kind of screw out like so. And then it's just really easy just to kind of get the bands on and off. Just go like that, it's very easy. So that's the functional patterns one, that's the large. Now let's see the large for the Canway. And again, you can even just see the difference. Let me put the handle down. Just the difference in the band. Like, this is very thick. Like, it feels like it's gonna be a pain in the butt to try and even do a row here with this large one. Again, it's just that basic kind of rubber. It is latex. So again, keep that in mind for your clientele. So yeah, just in terms of elasticity, like, this is gonna be pretty tough. So putting it on, take a look through here. So got that there, put it in like so. Easy peasy. And then just screw it on. Voila. I'm surprised there's not too many videos on the bands. Even the FP bands, I even myself tried to look them up just to see. So that's why I just thought of brought it upon myself just to put that out there for people, just to kind of take a look and compare. So there we go. So we got the band on it. I mean, even just trying to see here, like, that is pretty tough. That's not as, like, that elastic kind of recoil is pretty, yeah, it's almost like it's very rigid. It's like I'm pulling on beef jerky right now. That's not great. So let's take a look. So we'll look from just this side here. We'll do kind of similar distance as well. Let's get this up like that. Let's see here. Yeah, I can already feel the resistance just from here, even if I were to come back. So now it's more slack, but I want to have some tension and get the whole range of motion when I'm doing just that row. Like, yeah, see? Then that's really tough. Let's get there. Yeah, not a fan of that. Again, just that material makes a whole lot of difference, and it changes the exercise just completely. Now let's take a different view here. So again, look from the front, anterior view, and then from the side, lateral view. And again, I can't go back as much. This is really slack. Now there's some tension on here, and then pulling. It's real tough. I can't get that whole movement. Not great. Now let's see, just from this side, we'll change just views. And let's maybe come up very slightly here. Now I got left side. This is really slack. I don't have any tension. I can get more movement, but what's the point? I want that whole range of motion for that arm, fully extended out and then coming back. I mean, yeah, it's like I have to hold on to this and then really try and pull. I can't even get the whole thing motion going. That's tough. Like, it broke. That broke on camera live. See, so it snapped. No cuts, no edits. So that's garbaggio. Yeah, that band is done. I'm glad I got that on camera. So, Canway, I mean, I would not recommend it. I've used it, and just not. So, that goes that one there, live on camera. Well, not live, recorded. So, there's that. Here we go. Snap. So that one's out. Put that off to the side. That goes back into storage. Can't get a lateral view of that. Test is done for them. Canway, no go. Now we're gonna try the Bodylastics. Bodylastics, I do really like. Their stuff are really good. I also use that in the clinic. So we'll take a look. We'll do facing the door, and then we'll do facing me, and then the side view is that. again, Canway, can't recommend. So now we got just kind of this view here. So we're going to go for the Bodylastic. The nice thing about Bodylastic, it's already integrated with a carabiner. So if that's one thing you're wanting to kind of consider, if you need to get more carabiners, etc. They do come in the bulk. So you have the yellow, green, the red, blue, black, and purple. And each one shows the kind of resistance. So like this blue says 13 to 52 pounds or 6 to 24 pounds, it says onto there. And again, like I mentioned, there is the string inside. You can't really see it that much. You might be able to, but there's that kind of safety mechanism if for whatever reason, not that it would, but it's been about a year or so. I haven't had an issue yet, but we'll take a look. And if somebody comments in a few years time or even a decade time and go, hey, how is the durability of the Bodylastics and FP band? I'll reply back, no problem. So comes with the carabiner, it's already integrated. You got a safety mechanism in there if it does get cut or somebody does snag on it, or you're moving and maybe it kind of got nicked and then it does break. It won't fly back at you like that Canway had just done. So very easy, carabiner under there, you kind of hook on, voila. And then just taking a look just from here. So again, it feels a lot more better than the Canway. It feels lighter because it's a single one. But ideally, they say not to do this in their on their website, and when you get your package with the group of them, they do not want you to actually attach it on the door anchor like I had just done, just safety wise. I do it anyways, just because you want just different resistance. So just take that into consideration, but you're supposed to kind of loop it. So I'll show you what it's supposed to look like or how they do it, but this is single. This is how the single looks like. Feels nice. I can even go back quite a bit and I still got that just kind of bit of resistance there, which is nice. So just like the FP band, I can kind of go back and go through. It's got that good elastic recoil there, stretching out. Let's do the other view here from the front. This is me with my arm out, and I'm coming in. And I can go back quite a bit more, like so. It's pretty good. I mean, that's why I'm using it in the clinic, and then bringing the FP bands with me now. It's nice. Other side. Good band. Now we'll see from the ladder view. Just like so. You can come back to here. Got you facing this side. Come back a bit more. It's a good band. Now I'll show you what they do want you to do with the Bodylastic bands, how they say to do it, and it changes the whole resistance of it. So with their door anchor, which is probably my favorite door anchor compared to others I have tried, like for instance, this is the Iron Bull. So with the Bodylastics, that comes with the in the kit. So it's got this neoprene, and it's already like attached into there, sewn in there. This Iron Bull You see that? Not the best. So when you're doubling looping, this moves. And then this is pretty thick. And this also isn't as thick compared to that one. So what they essentially say to do with their bands is they want you to go through like so, and then you have the neoprene, so you're not having something pulling on this and then can tend to just wreck this material, and then you have the issue and safety of this just breaking and then this is flying at you. So they recommend you just loop around and then you have both attached onto whatever that you're tending to use. So in this case, we got the track handle, and so that it would look like this. So you wouldn't have this carabiner would be off. It would just be the rubber going through the neoprene, just that soft material. And that's just gonna give it more longevity. That's their thinking and safety. Totally get it. I know Iron Neck and other door anchors have where it's just that loop and it's attached and sewn onto it so that you can do more of that single banded stuff, like with the Iron Neck coming back, etc. So those are options. There are other options, or usually you can get this thing attached to the door, like a different door anchor, and they have the hooks, or if you have a solid kind of wall and you just have the anchor onto there, those are other options, just safety wise. But for them, for the door anchor for this, they recommend this way, and essentially what it would look like with theirs on their method here with loop-de-loop. And let's zoom out here. So then it looks like this, and then you have the double onto there. There you go, can go through the same exercises. So I tend to do that at the clinic. I just wrap them all around, and then I might take maybe the Iron Neck's door anchor and use it for the singles. So that's how that looks like from this view. And then if we turn around, just from this view, like so. Come up a little bit, let's see there. That's on this side, and then we'll take a look on this side. It's not too bad. Can't do the side view just because I'll be blocked from there, but resistance is good. The materials are good. Again, it's not, I don't think it's latex free. The FP ones are. So overall, what bands are good, which are not. Definitely Ultra Patterns, very good band. Again, it has that elasticity, that recoil. It's not too hard when you're coming back. Like this is the large one, and it's still not like impossible compared to Canway. I'm gonna call it Canway now. I mean, look at that, that just snapped. I mean, yeah, it's a few years old. I think it was probably 2018, 19. But I never used this. I probably used this maybe once or twice. This is like the third time I've used this, because I had these small ones, and again, the small ones, they broke much more quicker, because again, I was using them more for like the clamshells and things for myself, going through the Move U program. And I mean, it just speaks for itself. Material, not great material. It's very like beef jerky. That's not good. If you want to do exercise and you're trying to do either just strengthening, fitness, or even corrective based stuff, this is not the way to go. Canway, can't weigh. So, I mean, price wise, I mean, I think they're like 40 bucks Canadian, 45, maybe 50. So again, that's another thing, price comparison. So about, for this set, you're looking at maybe between 45 to 50 Canadian. I am in Canada. For the extra small, small, medium, and large. The Bodylastics with the kit and everything, so it comes with each of these. So you have the yellow, like I said, I can't remember off the top of my head, those ones, the yellow ones and the green one I have at the clinic. And these ones I have here, and then there's the larger one. So there's 2 at the clinic, and then, like I mentioned, there's a yellow, there's a green, and the blue, which is that amount. The red is that amount, so this is less. And then there's the black, and then the purple, which is much more thicker, which I haven't even got to do using yet. So I'm going to be using these stuff for what I'm doing with the track handle and with the leverage king. And then now I've just kind of switched over to the functional patterns. So this amount in Canadian I had gotten from Amazon with the kit. It comes with a bag and everything that you need. And you also get the 2 handles. So just kind of, they're not the track handles, but they're just the standard Bodylastic handles, which are nice handles that I have at the clinic for my clients and patients. So you get 2 of those handles, and you also get 2 ankle straps as well. And that's for 90 bucks. So not a bad deal. But again, I'm pretty sure this is latex, while these are latex free. So that brings me to functional patterns. So that's the large, and then the medium, and then there's the small and extra small. So the small and extra small I have at the clinic. While I'm trying these and testing these out for myself, and we'll probably kind of transition to the clinic as well later on. So these ones in Canadian and with shipping after tax is about 113, 114 Canadian dollars. And you just get the bands. But again, premium product. Very nice, latex free, compared to kind of like just your basic kind of PT bands that they would kind of cut for you, etc. So these are a bit more robust, and you have progressions like those. So good quality. Very happy with the purchase. I'll be using them, especially with that leverage king. And again, just comparison for the Bodylastic. So you have this, it comes with that 2 in the kit, which I use the most, and I had bought actually 2 extra ones for the clinic to use with some of the extra small bands for the functional patterns, and then also for the light, the yellow and the green band as well, that I can kind of loop through or just be single with the carabiner attached. And again, you can see that difference in the size and the thickness for the door anchor. So me using the door anchor and doing some of the leverage king stuff when I was in my other place, this would slip through the door. So if there's a big gap, keep that in mind. It's going to come through and it's going to interrupt your exercise. And then this thingy that just slides, not the best, but I mean, if you just have the carabiner, it should be fine. But if you want something a bit more robust, like this, or even like the iron necks door anchor, is not too bad. But this I prefer the most. It's the best from the 3 that I have and used. So the iron neck, the Bodylastic, and this iron bull one. So let me know if you found that useful. Would not recommend Canway. It's the cheapest of them. These are very nice functional patterns. These are also very nice, and I'm glad they kind of looked into that safety mechanism too. It's not mandatory, but it's nice that somebody had thought about that. It's pretty cool.